Hi, Deep Webbers. This is Mokagen98, and we are starting episode 4 of Deep Web Chronicles. If you are interested in previous videos, please be sure to click up here. This is my very first Deep Web Chronicles explaining the Deep Web and how it works. And if you're interested in the last video created, click right here as well. During this episode, we will be exploring the deep web. I'd like to give a shout out to Mudahar, Some Ordinary Gamers. He is my inspiration for the series, so thank you, Mudahar. And without further ado, let's start. Alright, so basically what we have here is called Nightmare, and it has all kinds of different things. Once again, we have our typical drugs. The Chase Bank malware bytes, which is basically where you could buy malware that you could use on other people, which, by the way, is extremely illegal. There's all kinds of different things. Let's see what this rats is. Last time I went to the Nightmare site, it was truly a nightmare. I seen things that I could have gone my entire life without seeing. So I'm a little nervous now. If you've seen the last episode, there was some explicit stuff that I'm really not into. Alright, so basically we are into China White, Uncut, cocaine. Lots of cocaine. Diazepam, Xanax. Oxycodone. Pink Instagram. So this site's a lot of drugs. A lot of drugs. Dank green. See what else they have here. Okay, so here we have how to sell drugs. We have the Australian passport, US bank drop, open bank accounts in the US for debit cards ready. Once again, what they do is they find or they steal debit cards and they sell them for like half the price, but you have to use them quickly because they don't know when the debit cards are going to be used by the owner. Hack Facebook accounts. Wait, So deep web hosting random Tor URL. Anti-detect. Money services. Betting tipsters. Remote desktop connection. NordVPN. VPNs are a must, especially if you're going to go into the deep web, because there are hackers and it can potentially be a dangerous place if you don't know what you're doing. So you would always want to have that extra protection so that you won't get a hacker or somebody into your computer, because nobody wants that. I'm going to go back up to, what was it? Was it fraud or was it services? Let's go back up to fraud. Because I thought I seen a dumping website, which the dumping websites are basically doxing people or dumping confidential information that should not be released to the public. And people will pay for this information, or if someone's being malicious, they'll just give the information outright because they're trying to get revenge or whatnot on whatever company or person. If you don't know what doxing is when a hacker or somebody goes into somebody's personal information, and what they will do is they will go onto the deep web and they will release all of it on the deep web where people could get it. We're talking social security numbers, addresses, spouses, surnames, maiden names, birthdays, basically anything and everything that you would want to know about a person so you can steal their identity. They will take that and they will put it in a public place where anybody can access it. And a lot of the time, that's how things get stolen as far as identity goes. Now, a lot of credit cards have a deep web warning type thing saying that your information has been found on the deep web. a lot of the time that comes from doxing or your identity being stolen and being publicized on the deep web. So that's what doxing is, if you were wondering. That's why it's really important to keep your personal information to yourself. Fresh dumps within PIN in any country. So these are actually counterfeit money where they're dumping the money. We've got credit cards, a anonymous carting and dumping cash out guide, US Discovery dumps. So this is basically stealing and money laundering. So I was incorrect on that. That is not doxing. It's completely different. So this is Nightmare, and it is basically a website where you could get tutorials and guides. You could buy drugs. You can even buy one of those deep web mystery boxes online that everybody wants on YouTube anyway. So Lightroom, Fraud Bible. They have the Fraud Bible, 31 gigabytes complete. How to crack accounts. So all this stuff you could buy if you want to do something illegal. Which, by the way, you don't want to do anything illegal because you'll go to jail. And I don't promote illegal activity. Now, deep web mystery boxes are mostly fraud. It's YouTubers who are trying to get views. I spent quite a bit of time on the deep web, and I actually had a hard time finding this mystery box. It's not something I'm going to buy either for two reasons. One, you could only buy uh, in the UK, and two, I can't afford it. I'm not going to waste a bunch of money on a bunch of miscellaneous stuff that could be in a crime. And I'm not going to give my address to somebody who's on the deep web because I don't know anything about them and they don't know anything about me. And, I don't know. I like to live. So, some of you guys don't know what social engineering is. It's basically when you go onto somebody's website, Facebook, whatever, and you get the information about that person. And a lot of the time, people are not very wise about uh, their own security. So they put personal information on their Facebook and then they use it as like a password. So, say I had a husband named Mark, my password would be Mark 2001 when I got married to Mark. And the social engineer will figure out, well, she's married to Mark. She got married in 2001, so her password is Mark 2001. That might be a bad example, but that's basically what social engineering is. But they have a guide on how to be a social engineer. So it's a very effective, cheap way to hack. Go into hacking. And this is basically books and guides on how to hack. Here it's talking about ransomware. And basically, what ransomware is, it is malware that's sent to a computer, and whoever's behind the malware will say, hey, for $3 million, I will give you your computer back. Until then, I'm blocking all access to your computers. So, for the average person like myself, it doesn't matter. I don't have that much important information on my computer. Nothing $3 million worth. But if I was a corporation with very private security and I couldn't get the information or I couldn't allow the information to be leaked, the $3 million is something that I may have to consider because I have to protect that information. And a lot of the time with the ransomware, people cannot defeat the ransomware, so the computers just sit and idle and the hacker has their personal information. So ransomware is nothing to mess around with. I've known a few cases where I am where there was ransomware, and it's just a bad deal. So then they also have a book on how to become a hacker, how to hack passwords using USB drives. Reading's hard. Facegram, Facegram, Facebook and Instagram put together is Facegram. Facebook and Instagram, Amazon password hacker, instant delivery. How to hack like a porn star. Okay. Email, hacker, and Facebook for hire. Hack someone using their IP address. So this is just basically different ways to teach you how to hack. How legitimate these services are, I honestly don't know. I don't promote looking into them because hacking is, once again, illegal. So that, you guys, is nightmare. Right, so this website, well, there's not much to it. It's called Hello, I Am the Happy Unicorn. I'll move this down so you can see that. If you want good luck for 7 years, send Bitcoin. And then there's their Bitcoin wallet number. The Happy Unicorn says Wabaluda. So I don't know if anybody's actually sent them Bitcoin. But hey, I guess it's worth a try, right? You can't, blame them for trying, right? The source code is basically, there's nothing in here. But this is a very short, interesting site. I just decided to show you guys this because everybody says the deep web is a scary place. And it's really not that scary. I mean, we have stuff like this where it's just cute. I mean, nothing scary about this, right? On my introduction to Deep Web Chronicles, this site actually shows. If you want to watch the introduction to Deep Web Chronicles, go ahead and click. I always do it on the wrong side. Click here. Okay? So basically, this is what we call a rabbit hole. I don't know what we're going to go into. Last time I went into a rabbit hole, it turned into something of explicit nature. And I really hope it doesn't do that again because right now editing is not my forte. But let's go ahead and take a look at this. You have been chosen, you have always been awake. Seek and it shall be found. Nothing will be achieved without time and tenacity. Question and it shall be earned. Look, listen, learn, brothers and sisters. Continue your search. Reject hatred. Embrace love. The message is coming. The form is eternal. The end occurred. So the message is coming. How will you tell the world? And I am not downloading anything because I don't want a computer virus. And I'm clicking on these, and I guess it is not a rabbit hole, so I stand corrected. But it's just a bunch of circles. It looks like art. There's A, B, C, and D, and these look A, B, C, and D. So that's A, B, C, and D. So this is way above my skill set. So once again, if you understand this, please be sure to put a comment below and let me know, because I'm not understanding any of this. It's not something I've studied. This looks like a bunch of sound waves. More sound waves. And then back to circles. This right here is playing with my eyes. And then that's it. And this site right here is called How Will You Tell the World? So once again, if you understand any of this, please let me know by leaving a comment below. And I would actually really appreciate that, because I am thoroughly confused. Actually, if you move it, it looks like this right here is moving. It's kind of cool. I mean, of course, I could always go in here and I could click on it and download whatever it is. But like I said, I really don't want to risk getting a virus, so I'm not going to do that. Next up, we have something called Torum. Now, Torum is a cybersecurity forum, and there's lots of different things on it, and it's basically a forum for, once again, hackers. I guess this is a hacker episode, per se. What a lot of people don't know is there are 3 different types of hackers. I'm sure you've heard of 2, but there's 3. There are the black hat hackers, which everybody knows about, who are malicious and they're just hacking into people's systems, stealing from them, and they're just overall jerks. Okay, so that is basically your black hat. Then they are the ones that go in. The white hats actually go in and they look for vulnerabilities in network systems or in websites, and they point out those vulnerabilities, and they go to the companies and tell them, hey, this is what's wrong with your system, it can be hacked, and then they give them a solution on how to fix it. Another thing they do, especially on the deep web, there are websites where the hackers will look for people who are involved in child porn, and they will hack their website and take it down. So that's a white hat hacker. And then there's the gray hat hackers who don't hack for good and they don't hack for bad. They're just kind of in the middle. So you have white, black, and gray hackers. Okay, so in Torum, there's all kinds of different guys. They talk about cryptography. They talk about malware. Website pen testing, which is where they penetrate or test the penetration of a website. Let's go into it. Maybe I'll explain it better than I can. To find the vulnerability. So maybe they're a black hat and they want to do damage to that website. Well, they still have to penetrate that website. Okay, so you go into the website pen testing and you have all these different people. How difficult is it to hack telecom? I want to hack my university website. Hack this website. So, and here they're telling them how to, basically how to hack a website. And in order to test the penetration of the websites, you're going to have to map it. And that's why they're saying probably mapping it. So this is going into different detail. It says learn to do it yourself. First to understand tools you use. How can I scan for vulnerabilities in a website, especially SQL problems? Anyone can help. I have Kali already installed. If you don't know what Kali is, it is a hacking tool. It's for people who are trying to learn how to hack. Believe it or not, hacking is one of those things where you have to be skilled and you do have to have tools to do it. It's not as simple as someone just typing in a bunch of codes and going in. I mean, I'm sure there's people who could do it, but they're extremely skilled. So there's that. Let's see what else they have. Next step in exploit. Let's see what that's about. Hello, everyone. I'm trying to take my understandings of ethical hacking further by performing my first ever real world attack. Okay, so ethical hacking is the equivalent of a white hat hacker. I've never exploited a system before, so I thought it would be fun to test it out and see how things work in real situation. I haven't done any attacking just yet, but I have all the recon done. Let me fill you in with the info. One, public IP, let's just say 69.696.6696. That's not a real IP address, guys. He's just giving you a hypothetical one. OS Windows 7 Enterprise SP1. And number three, open port 7810 TCP with service TCP wrapped and nmap showed port 113 closed, but after running a nmap SUP113, it shows that the port 113 UDP in the state open, filtered, and running services authentication is open. Okay, so I'm sure some of you guys are saying, okay, I have no idea what you just said because this is like hacking lingo. So basically, what he's doing is he's saying he already mapped what he needed to map, and now he needs help to do the attack. That's basically summing up what he's saying. Okay, so there's that. Let's see what else they have. Got challenges, marketplace discussions, networking, development, operating system, hardware, social engineering, denial of service. So denial of service is basically when a hacker will send a ton of information into your server so much at one time that it just completely shuts it down. It like burns up the CPU and your computer crashes. So that's a DDoS attack. So DDoS in the dark net. DDoS in the dark net. So why is it exactly that tons of onion links get DDoS yet almost no Klarna websites get a similar treatment? What is it about onion links in the darknet and these sites that make them easier to target and permanently shut down? The reason that the darknet sites are being DODS'd is due to flaw in the Tor service hosting the website. These exploits can be read about here. If you want the bread and butter without reading the article, here are some quotes below. The main DOS attacks right now is the naive attack of flooding. That's what I was just talking about. The service with too many introductions requests, and this is the attack that this post is going to be dealing with. Most of the damage caused during a DOS attack is from circuits created by the attacker to introduce rendezvous to the victim onion service, and also by the circuits created by the victim onion service as it tries to I don't even know what that means. Rendezvous with all these clients. An attacker can literally create tens of thousands of introduction circuits in less than a minute, which gets amplified by the service launching that many rendezvous circuits not good. It doesn't take a botnet to take these hidden sites down. It's a flaw the Tor services and introductions which cause circuit building overheads to max out the CPU on the host. How is that possible anyway? I can't imagine how that works. And then he said, wow, thanks, that's actually very interesting. It was basically the same thing that I just read. So that's interesting. So if you're interested in DOSing tools, there's even a link for that here. How do I DOS my ex-friend without raising suspicion? Phone tapping. I need OS Mac X, order of DOS attack, how to DOS securely and anonymously. So this is all on how to basically destroy somebody's computer, which, by the way, once again, is very illegal. I don't condone illegal activity. Cryptography and malware. So prepare an Android phone Share 19 most powerful computer-controlled rats today. What's a good crypter these days? Best rat on 2019. I don't remember what rat stands for, unfortunately. Okay. It's a remote access Trojan. So basically, malware program that includes a backdoor for administrative control over the target computer. So that's what it is. I actually knew that. I couldn't remember for the life of me. So it says, hello, how is your opinion about NJ Rat, Quasar, Darkham Rat, which is better, or they're already newer? However, that was old rat and still isn't worth it if I use a crypter. So Phantom Ghost, I actually haven't used any of the following rats. If you could tell me where you download them or how they work, maybe I could give you a review on that. Does anyone have a link? All of those are incredibly outdated, and their signatures are well known to security analysts. You'd be better off writing your own. Cryptors don't actually do much in terms of runtime detection as of AV. Most towards runtime protection, you'll be out of luck. So a lot of the time, people who want to be hackers but do not have the skill, what they will do is they will actually go in and they'll download these tools to help them do the dirty deed instead of creating their own code. People who create their own code, they're the ones who have the experience and the knowledge to actually hack into somebody's computer on their own just via using code. Most people, however, the ones that aren't as skilled will just simply download these tools and do it that way. So to ensure AV invasion, you can use crypter called FlowCrypt. You can find it on hack forums. So there you guys go. That's Torum. I spent enough time on this. It's a nonprofit cybersecurity forum. It's great for people who are learning about cybersecurity or who are interested in the art of hacking. If you're doing it maliciously, don't. However, it's really good information, and sometimes it's better to understand what's going on so you can combat it rather than be completely oblivious to it and then have your computer taken over by a bunch of hackers. So once again, that is Torum. That's the end of our Deep Web Chronicles number 4. If you liked what you seen, please like and subscribe by clicking down there. Hit the notification button so you are up to date when I download these wonderful Deep Web Chronicle videos. Also, be sure to like. Help me out here. I'm working really hard to get my channel going again, and I only can do that with your help. If you have questions, suggestions, anything, please feel free to send me a comment. I will answer you as soon as I get the message. Also, I know some people are wondering if I'm going to do like a deep web unboxing for Mystery Box. Well, quite honestly, most of those are fake. And I can't afford to waste money on a bunch of items that's stuffed in a box that, is just meant to scare me. But if you want to send me one, I will open up a P.O. box in another city, and you are more than welcome to send me one, and I will open it live on YouTube. However, once again, thank you for watching. See you next week.